Welcome to Real Life Stories. I'm Norm Rasmussen. I'm going to be reading another chapter out of this delightful book. It's simply titled Real Life Stories, and in it is 98 testimonies, Christian testimonies of people who took the time to write up a little about how God moved in their life and what He means to them. And so let's just continue here. This one is titled The Devil, okay? Chapter 6, The Devil. The devil was in my room and in my nightmares. It all started with bad music, bad videos, and the wrong friends. It all ended with ... All right, let's find out how it ended. I grew up with 4 half-sisters and 1 brother. On February 3rd, 1998, my parents were getting divorced. At the time, I was 7 years old, and I had no idea what was going on. When my mom told me that my dad was moving out, I understood. My dad moved in with Aunt Sue. On the weekends, my brother and I would go over there. On Sundays, we started going to church. My dad got worried, and my mom also got married. Oops, I'm sorry. Retract that statement. My dad got married, not worried. My dad got married, and my mom also got married that year. There, got it right. In the 7th grade, I started to hang out with the wrong people, and I started to become angry. My parents told me not to hang out with them, but I did because I didn't fit in with a lot of other people. I started doing bad things that I knew I shouldn't be doing. I was also getting really depressed all the time. I'd go home and listen to really bad music after school to get my mind off of things. When I started the 8th grade, my grades started to slip. I wasn't doing the homework, I was failing tests, and I really didn't care anymore. One Sunday, I was so depressed, I told God if He didn't take my life, I would take my life. At night, I would start seeing the devil in my room, and even in my nightmares. I would wake up crying at night because it was so bad. I finally had enough. On Wednesday, March 9, 2005, I talked to a very wise friend that had gone through worse than what I was going through. We were singing that night, and I felt God with me there. He told me it would be all right. I went home and took all my bad music and movies and locked them up. In the Bible, in the book of James, chapter 4, verse 7, it reads, "Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." When I locked up the bad music, I was making a choice to submit to God. At the same time, I was resisting the devil. As I submitted to God and resisted the devil had to flee. The devil is gone, the nightmares are gone, and I have victory in Jesus Christ. Friend, choosing Jesus is the best thing I've ever done. If you are having problems with bad dreams, bad movies, the wrong friends, the devil himself, drugs, alcohol, or anything else, it's time for you to submit to God. Let God help you like He helped me. From Jeannie. This is who submitted this testimony. Jeannie. Well, very condensed, very short, but that is a testimony of many, many, many people's lives. They're not ready to submit to God until they find themselves so miserable in this life. And then they'll give God a try. Well, if you haven't given God an honest try, I would encourage you to do that. Okay? Also, if you would like to get a copy of this delightful book of real life stories, there's 98 different chapters in here of people just writing little testimonies like that. Some are very long, some are much longer, more detailed. Comes from a church down in Hobart, Indiana, Jubilee Worship Center. It was produced testimonies from their local church. It was produced by evangelist Jim Barbarossa to let people in that church take it out across the community so that others who had not made a connection to Jesus Christ, who had not turned their lives over to Jesus Christ, wasn't even sure they believed there was a God or is a God, came by this book and have now come into a relationship with the Lord. It's been very precious. This is a very useful and powerful evangelistic tool, and it's a great source of hope and encouragement. Beyond that, if you are a Christian and you're looking for ways to be used of God in the harvest field, pray about getting maybe even a book of these. Book of 40 comes in a box, and you can get them for a discount price. There's a ministry to the right here of the video screen that you can click onto that and get to Step-by-Step World Outreach Ministries. Tell you all about how to get a copy of this book. What excites me is that something that God has put on my heart now for years, as he has Jim Barbarossa, is to see pastors taking testimonies such as this out of their own congregation, putting together a book similar to this one, allowing people in that congregation to have copies. They can appropriate some missions funds to come up with an initial printing of this with a book of their own. And they don't have to use this. They can come up with their own testimony book, put it together much like Jim has put this one together. It's very, very effective, okay? And let it go out into the community that that church is located in. Like I say, God is now taking this, and people are getting it in third world countries and translating it into their own language. So not a pastor alive, not an individual alive, knows what God might do with a book of testimonies that comes from your local fellowship, okay? So pray about that. Contact Jim. He'll help you get in contact with a quality Christian publisher. You could contact me too, email at Precious Testimonies. I can put you in contact with a good, reputable ministry, okay, Christian ministry. I'm about to run out of film here. I got a little nervous. So with that, we better bring this to a close. We're winding down here, and next time we'll bring you another chapter of real life stories. God bless you.